Hello Bio26L students, Scott here again. We are down in 101, one of our prep rooms where all the magic happens, and I'm going to show you today how to set up the gas pressure sensor. It's a new probe we're using this year, a new protocol, imagine that, but it's really going to make this experiment a lot more efficient and fun, and we'll be able to do some interesting things with it. So let's go over what I have here in front of me, and this is what you'll also be finding at your lab bench. On my ring stand over here, you see that I've got two clamps. In this top clamp here, you see I've got my gas pressure sensor, and this lower clamp is empty for the moment. Now it's important to note the orientation that the gas pressure sensor is oriented above this lower clamp here. Next, I've got a beaker of distilled water, a little bit of clear tubing with a stopcock on the end, a very small hose clamp, 25 ml syringe, and trimming that we're going to take our transpiration readings from. So, how do we go about this? Well, the first thing we want to do is take our syringe and pull about 5 ml of water into it. Okay, I'm just going to flick it a little bit here to get all the air bubbles at the top and then just expel them. We don't want to get any air in this tube, and that's really the critical point here. So next, I'm going to make sure that my stopcock is open, and you know that because it's in the vertical position. And I'm going to go ahead and insert the end of the clear tubing here that does not have the stopcock on it onto my syringe. Just like so. All right, I'm going to hold the tube in the vertical position here and slowly add some water into the tube, making sure I'm not getting any air bubbles here. Alright, and I'm going to keep going until I hit this little black mark. And if you go past it, that's okay. You can just draw it back down into the syringe. Okay, I just did. And go slow, slow. Okay, so you'll notice at the end of this tubing there's a black mark, and that's approximately 1 centimeter below the stopcock connection to this tube, and that's where you really want the maximum level of your water to be at. So once you've done that, go ahead and close the stopcock, hold the tubing in this kind of U position here, and remove the syringe. Go ahead and set that aside. At this point, now we're going to attach the threaded end, the end with the stopcock, onto the bottom of our gas pressure sensor here. And it'll just screw on, you know, make sure it's just finger tight. You don't want to over tighten it. You know, you could risk breaking that connection. And then on the other end of our tube, I'm going to first examine my tube to make sure I don't have any air bubbles. I got a little one right here, so I'm just going to give this little flick, and there it goes, and it popped right up there to the top. I'm going to go ahead then and connect this end, the clear end, to my other clamp. And it's not too important how much you have sticking above the clamp. I would say, you know, maybe 5 centimeters or so is just fine. And I'm going to lightly increase the pressure of the clamp until it's nice and secure. It's not going to go anywhere, but I'm also not pinching the tube off. So next, I'm going to insert my small hose clamp in the open position onto the top of the clear tubing here, and I'm just going to let it rest there. I'll next take my clipping and make sure I've got a nice, you know, maybe about 5 centimeters here at the end, and just go ahead and insert that into the end of my tubing, and then move up my hose clamp and clamp it down. You will need to give that a little bit of pressure. Okay, give it one more snap here. All right, okay, so yeah, there, now I've got a good connection. And what I'm gonna check real quick, now that I've got it oriented, is that I've got a nice seal. So to do that, just remove your hose with the clipping on the end, tilt it over. You know, if you see any drops come out, tighten it up again a little bit more. Looks pretty good to me. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that back in and secure it down a little bit. And now we're ready to start taking some readings. So at this point, we want to go ahead and make sure that our gas pressure sensor is plugged into our LabQuest Mini and our LabQuest Mini is plugged into our computer. At that point, you guys will just find the template on the course website and proceed with the regular protocol. So go ahead and stay tuned, and I'll go over how to take the surface area of the leaf in a segment after this.